This is the Talking Sports podcast with Peter DiBiasi and John Rocco Trumpbour, and this is the Super Bowl preview right here on YouTube.
And please don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, guys, actually, we are almost at 700 subscribers, so hopefully when this video comes out, we are getting even closer. Instagram and Twitter is super fun. Great way to interact with you guys. Give us suggestions. We put Twitter polls up all the time. As we're recording this, there's a Twitter poll up right now, but when you see this, that Twitter poll will be done. But Twitter polls are always going to be up. Great content. Instagram story polls are always up. So, guys, that gives you an idea and a chance to give us your opinion on sports and everything that's going on in the world of sports. Quickly, before we dive into the Super Bowl preview, I'm at Providence College. There's at Bow. So right now we are at college right now. And usually before COVID, I had my radio show on WDM 91.3. So that's going to be starting back up in March. That's basically a real radio show, guys. It's going to be once a week for 2 hours, just me. If you live in the Massachusetts, Rhode Island area, all you have to do is go to your dial and do 91.3. You can hear me. Or if you live outside of the area, which a lot of you do, make sure to just go to WDM 91.3. And then you can stream me on your computer, your phone, your TV, whatever the heck you want to stream me on. And also, you guys, you can call in. So you can actually talk to me. So if you've been watching our YouTube videos and you want to talk to me, go talk to me. You can give me a call, give me a suggestion to talk about, give me a question, and I'll answer it. I love talking to everyone. So that's going to be starting early March. Obviously, we'll be posting that on the Twitter, Instagram, so keep you updated. And also in our link tree, the link to the website will be there, so you can check it out. So, guys, please check out my radio show about a month. It'd be awesome. Jared will definitely call in a couple times. Why not? We'll get a little some conversations going. It's usually just going to be me. Obviously, we go to different schools, so that's what's going to happen. So look forward to that. But on to the topic of today's video, the Super Bowl preview, guys. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. My Buffalo Bills lost an AFC Championship game. Super sad about it, but a great year. Nothing taken away from that. But forget about the Bills for right now. Chiefs, Buccaneers, Mahomes versus Brady, the youngling versus the vet. JR, give me your initial thoughts on this game.
Well, I mean, going into this game, we all know the Chiefs firepower on offense. Their defense, I mean, when they play well, it's very hard to beat the Chiefs. And the Buccaneers, they've had a rocky season, but Tom Brady somehow did it again. He got his team to the Super Bowl, which is pretty remarkable. I had the Buccaneers versus Chiefs in the Super Bowl when we did our bracket. I can never bet against Brady, and I knew he'd get here. However, I do think the Chiefs might be definitely the better team in this. I think you agree, Pete. They're a better team in this matchup. And going back to Week 12, the Chiefs went up 17-0. Tyreek Hill was going off when they were playing the Buccaneers. However, they did kind of take the gas off the pedal, and the Buccaneers crept back into that game, and the Chiefs did still win. However, they only lost. They only won by 3 points. It was like 27-24, I believe. And I feel like that's kind of like that's the type of game for each of this team that like kind of sums up the season. Buccaneers sometimes don't start off well. They don't start off like really hot. However, they always stay in the game and they get back later in the game. And the Chiefs, they always start off strong. Not always. However, they usually start off strong and kind of start destroying the team early. However, they sometimes let the team back in the game. And with a guy like Brady, I feel like you can't let him keep, like I said, we saw him against the Falcons in that Super Bowl. Like even when like he's out, he's always in the game, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I think that's gonna be the kind of like the scenario going into this Super Bowl. I feel like the Chiefs might start off, get a quick lead, go up maybe 10-0 early, not 17-0, I don't think, but they'll go up early. However, I think the Bucs, it's gonna be a solid game because I think the Bucs are gonna stay in it, and at the end, it's gonna be a good game at the end.
Yeah, I agree with you. You never want to bet against Tom Brady, but you also never want to bet against Patrick Mahomes. I did that with the Bills. Obviously, there's a little bias in there, me being a Bills fan, super supportive of my team, but I also went with the Packers over the Buccaneers, and I was wrong. I really thought Aaron Rodgers was on a mission this year. This was the year to win a Super Bowl. I was wrong with that, and give credit to Brady, even though I know people have loved Brady and what he's doing is amazing. That NFC Championship game, he threw 3 interceptions. That can't happen against the Chiefs. You can't give the Chiefs more opportunities. Both of these teams are high-powered offenses. Obviously, the Chiefs got Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. On the Buccaneers, got Chris Godwin, Mike Evans. Both of these teams are going to be throwing the ball a lot. What it comes down to me is the Buccaneers secondary. The Buccaneers secondary is probably the weak link of this whole team. Even the offense, even the defense. They got great linebackers, they got pass rushers. The problem is their secondary. And that's the last thing you kind of want to be your worst thing when you play in the Chiefs. Obviously, if you get pressure on Mahomes, it changes the whole game. If you get pressure on him, then it makes your secondary look better. But the problem is, if you can't get any pressure, it's going to be a long day for the Buccaneers. And for both of these teams, right, you can't get in a hole. I know, Jerry, you just alluded to it, how like the Chiefs start fast, sometimes the Buccaneers start slow. But even the Chiefs sometimes start slow. We've seen how like against even in the playoffs last year with the Texans and the Titans, they came back and won. But I wouldn't want to be down 17-0 to Brady. Brady knows what he's doing. He knows how to win football games. So whoever's down early is gonna be a problem. And you're gonna put a lot of pressure on your defense and the offense. It's gonna be a great game. Obviously, we'll give you our picks in a bit. The biggest factor for me is if what team can kind of run the ball on the offensive side of the ball. Obviously, we know Brady and Mahomes are going to be able to throw the ball a ton. The problem is who can run the ball. Is it going to be Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Le'Veon Bell, or is it going to be Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones the third? That's going to take a lot of pressure off both of the quarterbacks, like has done a lot this year. But Jared, give me your position of key. Like what position group could win a game for each team?
Okay. Well, I do like what you said about Buccaneer secondary, because Patrick Mahomes, we all know he's very solid with the ball. He rarely turns it over. When he does throw a pick, it's like, wow, did Mahomes really just throw that pick? But I'll say we all know Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, they're probably gonna get like 100 yards, maybe 6 catches plus each. So I wouldn't say they're the key. I think that's just it's gonna happen every game, even though how much you try not to. The key for me is probably I'd have to say the Chiefs rushing defense because of the Buccaneers, I think they have the better running game. Like in general, they know how to like run the ball better than the Chiefs. So if they could get that running game going, that obviously that helps Brady a ton because that just takes a lot of pressure off his arm and doesn't have to do too much with it. He just got to, keep it no interceptions, no turnovers. And he's gonna come down the field throwing too. But if they could get that running game, and if it's like Ronald Jones, if he goes off, like that's a problem for the Chiefs. So for the Chiefs, it's definitely the rushing game. And then no, for the Buccaneers, it's definitely the rushing game. And then for the Chiefs, I think it's you said the oh you didn't talk about the Chiefs, but I think it's Frank Clark and the pass rushing because Frank Clark they've been playing him on the outside in the playoffs and that's been working a ton. He's been getting so much pressure and he's like the key piece on that defense. So if he could just start hitting Brady, just putting so much pressure on Brady because he's the guy that could do that. He's so good. And they usually played him on the inside, but they switched him to the outside on occasions, and he's been playing him phenomenal. So Frank Clark, if he could start getting pressure on Brady, I think that's the key for the Chiefs.
I agree with you, man. Like I think secondaries are great, but what makes a great secondary? Obviously, talented players in the secondary, but you also need a pass rush. And I don't want to repeat it, but I'm gonna agree with you. That was my pick for the Chiefs positional group. They need to get after Tom Brady. Tom Brady, not a mobile quarterback, and
Mm-mm.
everybody agrees with that. He's not mobile at all. If you make him uncomfortable at age 43, he's older. It's just gonna do a lot for him. And if you hit him a couple times, it's going to help. And he hates getting hit. He doesn't get hit a lot. If you
Mm.
watch his games over the year, that's why he's been able to play so long. He takes no hits. He knows when to get rid of the ball. You know what? Don't take a sack. Throw the ball away and live to play another down. If you're the Buccaneers, I also think it's similar. I think it's you got to get after the quarterback as well. And I think it's kind of repetitive for both teams, but getting after the quarterback is super important. The Bills struggled with that throughout the season, and they struggled against the Chiefs, and that hurt. Obviously, Tyreek Hill and Kelsey are going to do their thing, but you also have to limit the big plays, right? Yes, Tyreek Hill is going to get his
Mm.
catches. Travis Kelsey is going to get his catches. There's nothing you really can do about that. But don't give up the 80-yard pass to Tyreek Hill. Give up the 6-yard
Agreed.
pass, make a tackle. The Bills gave up a couple big plays, and that kind of did us in. It wasn't a horrible defensive performance against the Chiefs, but a couple big plays came back to hurt us, and that was the factor in the game. Both teams, you can't give up big plays, but make them methodically drive down the field. And this game, I think, and it's going to be exciting. I'm not a fan of either team. I know you're not either, but it's going to come down to the last drive of the game. I feel like as a fan of the game, we don't want to blow out, right? Obviously, if our teams are in it, we want our teams to blow the other team out, but we're rooting for a great game. I want to be interested. I don't want to be at 8:30 at night and then like, oh, this game's over. Like, I don't want that. We don't want a Rams Patriots Super Bowl. Like, we don't want that. We want a high scoring, great play. We want some good defense, some good picks, all that fun stuff. But I think this game's going to come down to who has the ball left. And whoever has the ball left, I don't trust that defense to get a stop. Brady versus Mahomes, like this is like kind of like is Brady passing the torch to like Mahomes as like the next great quarterback, which he already is the next great quarterback, but kind of like the GOAT conversation. If Mahomes can ever catch him, way too early for that conversation. He's in his third year playing. Like we're not there yet, but this is gonna be a great game. Mahomes versus Rodgers would have been great. Any of the teams that would have won would have been great because all the quarterbacks in the championship rounds have been playing great. It's gonna come down to the end, and whoever's the ball at the end is gonna win this game. Jr. Anything else you got to say before we drop our picks?
Yeah, I do want to ask you a question. What do you think? Because he didn't even really play against the Bills, I don't think. What do you think, like Le'Veon Bell's like workload, or how are they gonna use Le'Veon Bell at all? Do you think this is gonna be like a breakout game for him on the Chiefs, or no?
I think what we've seen so far from Le'Veon Bell, he's not much of a rusher anymore, like a pure rusher
Yeah,
anymore. I think you got to use him in the pass game. I still think he can catch the ball. I still feel like it's another option just even for the defense to think about, right? You want you have Hill and you have Kelsey. They're going to hone in on him, but they're also going to have to worry about Watkins, Michael Hardman, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. If you put Le'Veon Bell out there, get him out in the flat, he can catch the ball and he still can move. I think that's a huge factor. And both quarterbacks like the check down kind of pass to like at least safe pass, and I think Bell fits that perfectly. And I think Bell would be amazing in this game if they use him right. If they don't use him right, then I don't know what to do. It's really iffy with Bell this year. He's kind of getting up there in age. But if you use him I would get a couple 4 or 5 plays, not just designed for Bell, but get him in there and kind of change up the defense because you don't want to do the same thing over and over because good defenses and Todd Bowles, I know he wasn't a great Jets head coach, and he was okay for the Jets, but he's a great defensive mind. He's a
yeah,
great defensive coordinator. He's a defensive coordinator. He's never going to be head coach again, or probably shouldn't be. You never know. But he's a great defensive coordinator, and that's where he fits. So that's going to be huge for the Buccaneers. He's going to come out with a game plan. Both of these defenses is Steve Spagnuolo, great defensive coordinator for the Chiefs. And they don't get a lot of credit, but they're going to come off some game plans. And I know it comes down. I already said it comes down to them Holmes, Brady at the end of the game, but it also comes down who can make a defensive stop, who can make that interception in the red zone, who can pick six, force a fumble. We saw the Bills game early on when the Chiefs muffed the punt. Like that's a huge factor in the game. I know it didn't end well for the Bills, but that's also something like who muffs the punt, who makes the first mistake, who's a little jittery. Both of these quarterbacks will not be jittery. They've been here before. Mahomes Super Bowl last year won it. Obviously Brady's been here a good amount of times. I would say a couple times. But this game is going to be great. Hey, Jared, give me your pick for the game. Who's winning the Super Bowl? Is Brady winning that 7th Super Bowl, or is Mahomes getting number 2?
Well, I mean, I know Brady's been here. He's got the experience in the Super Bowl. He knows how to win a game. Obviously, he knows how to win a Super Bowl game. However, the whole year I've been saying Chiefs are going to win a Super Bowl again. I never like back down on that. I picked them to win the Super Bowl, and the Bucks. I feel like I like this matchup in the Super Bowl because they could either play really well or like they could just stay in the game. Chiefs just win. But I do think it's gonna be a good game. I like what you said. I think it might come down to like the last possession, and I like what you said, like where it's kind of like the passing of the torch. I know they're two totally different quarterbacks. But yeah, I'm going Chiefs here. I feel like if I'm gonna pick a team that's just gonna come down the field and win the game with that offense, I'm going Chiefs. I know when the time matters and when they need to, Mahomes always gets that final drive. He always gets that touchdown. And I feel like if they want to score, they'll score. So I'm going Chiefs. But I will say there's one injury that, like, Eric Fisher, the left tackle, like that actually could be crucial. And like you said, game planning, I feel like Todd Bowles, he's a good defensive mind. Like, look to see some pressure on that left side of left tackle. So if they get the attack there a little bit, but I'm still going Chiefs. It's going to be a good game. I don't want to bet against Brady, but I've been saying it all year. I'm going Chiefs. I'm sticking with it.
Look, I took the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl and face the Seahawks way early on, like before the season in my YouTube videos, way early before anything. Obviously, the Seahawks lost early, but I had the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl. I did not pick the Chiefs last week, and I was going back on and forth on this game, right? I don't want to get into bet against Brady, but I don't want to bet against Mahomes. Like, you don't want to bet. Like, I don't want to pick this game. I'm in the mindset, like, I know this is our job. This is what we do. We love to do it. But, like, one of these games, like, I'm not betting on this game. I'm not touching this game. because it's too risky. Because I don't know who's going to win this game. I really don't. And I think the factors are going to come. Like I know. Oh, I want to come out with the OP. You should know who wins. Look, sometimes it's just two great teams, and that's what the Super Bowl is. Like last year, I was like, I know the 49ers almost won, but I was riding with the Chiefs the whole way. Like I didn't think the 49ers had enough
Yeah.
offensive firepower to beat the Chiefs. The Buccaneers have enough offensive firepower to beat the Chiefs. I don't think that's a bad statement at all. And I think Brady being
No,
there has is going to help them a lot. He's been there. He knows what he's doing. Like Bruce Arians is a good coach. So is Andy Reid. Like you can't get any better than this. Like this is going to be a great game. But I'm gonna take the Chiefs. Look, I've been going back and forth. Don't want to bet against Brady. Don't want to bet against Mahomes. The problem is, I think Mahomes is gonna have that last drive, and I think he is gonna win. And I think the Buccaneers have been accustomed to kind of starting slow.
yeah, I
I
agree.
know Buccaneers, they didn't the Packers, they didn't really start that slow. But if you start slow with Mahomes, I feel like Mahomes knows, and like it's gonna be a knockout punch. I think the biggest thing that comes down in this game is the pass rush, and I think the Chiefs get 2 sacks on Tom Brady, and those are huge sacks. And I think Tyrann Mathieu has an interception that changes the game. So I'm gonna go the Chiefs. This game is gonna be great next Sunday, boys. Who's if you're not watching this, I don't know what's wrong with you. You got to watch. Sports fan, not sports fan, go watch the Super Bowl. It's going to be a great one. Um, Anything else you want to say about the game before we sign out?
Like, how cool would it be if like the Buccaneers actually do win? Like, just think about that. Like the Buccaneers, they haven't made the playoffs in what, 10 years?
I think
Brady comes
even
first,
longer.
yeah, even longer. First season comes, takes him to the Super Bowl. Do you think Brady will retire after this game if he wins? You don't think so?
If he wins, no, because I think this dude just wants to play. I
Yeah,
really at the point where like he wants to play. He still has another year on his contract. Hard to turn down $25 million. I know you're super rich, but nobody likes turning down money. Like I get it, he's super rich,
yeah,
but I'm not turning down $25 million. I know you and me don't have obviously nowhere near the amount of money Brady has, both college students. But like I'm not turning down 25 million. I know like his wife would probably be like, okay, let's stop getting hit and like let's spend time with the kids, all that fun stuff. But Brady wants to play. I do think if he loses, he's coming back.
oh
100. There's
yeah,
no doubt. But he wins, I'm guessing like a 50-50 chance. People are not really talking about that. You go out winning. I feel like that's the best way to do.
yeah,
Peyton Manning in his last year stunk, but he won a Super Bowl and went out winning. Like that's the best way to do. I know Drew Brees wanted to do that. That's not really how it ended because Drew Brees kind of hit the cliff. He hit the cliff. Um, Brady has never fallen off that cliff yet. It's hilarious because Max Kellerman 5 years ago said he was going to fall off the cliff. Max Kellerman was still kind of waiting for that cliff. It's going to eventually come because eventually his body's just going to break down. But I
yeah.
feel like
But like you said, like it's gonna come. But if he just goes out like this, if he wins the Super Bowl and just retire, like it's gonna leave people like, why did he retire? I want more of him. But like that legacy, that like I feel like that just upgrades his legacy so much more.
you know what he does? He should. If he wins the Super Bowl, he retires, wait a couple years, and pop out a documentary like Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
And yeah, Michael Jordan, I know he waited about 15, 16 years or whatever the years were, but that documentary, love, hate Michael Jordan, was amazing. And like that just got to talk about Michael Jordan way more because obviously he was in the league for 16, 17 years. And a Brady documentary would be dope because you would have the Patriots years, right? And then you would be like, why he leave the Patriots?
Yeah.
Information you never knew.
Inside stuff. Yeah.
It would go and we were talking about, and I hope if they did a documentary, like I know some documentaries don't even interview the actual people,
Hmm.
like the Bulls documentary or the Jordan documentary, like interview Jordan,
Yeah,
and you
that was cool.
and Scottie Pippen, Phil Jackson, etc. Like you got to get Brady sit down, give him why he left. You got to get Belichick sit down, Randy Moss, all the people that were involved in all the years of the Patriots and the
Uh-huh.
Buccaneers.
Yeah.
So, guys, JR is going with the Chiefs. I am going with the Chiefs as well. So, you guys will see this YouTube video in a couple of days. Make sure you drop a like and a comment and subscribe. JR, anything else you got to say before we sign out?
Yeah, please subscribe. Trying to get to 1,000 at one point, and that would be sick. So we really appreciate you guys watching our videos. So thank you.
Yeah, guys, keep up the views. The views, last video, 1.3K views. The videos before, 1.4. The views are doing great. We're trying to get to that 1,000 subscribers. So, guys, if you're watching this video and you know a couple friends that would love to watch our videos, just hit a subscribe. Tell them to subscribe. Like, it means a lot. I know, like, it's just like two faces on a screen that you guys, some of you guys don't personally know, but it will make our day. And we're trying to grow our brand, if you want to say, grow our channel into something amazing and we're just having a blast. So even if you don't subscribe, nothing against you guys, but drop a subscribe. Make sure you follow the Twitter and Instagram. Sick stuff on the Twitter. The polls are awesome, popping out. All the stuff we put on Instagram and Twitter are great. A lot of them done by both of us. Guys, we got a new logo. I know if you haven't seen it, go check our new logo out. It's kind of cool. We're definitely gonna be coming out with t-shirts soon. I know we're super busy. We both have school, both sophomores, second semester sophomores in college. So we each got 5, 6 classes to worry about, tests, all the fun stuff that we like to do. So obviously we wish we were doing this instead of the school, but we're definitely going to be coming out with t-shirts. YouTube videos will continue to come out, not as frequently as they used to, but YouTube videos will definitely be coming out. Drop some suggestions. Football's going to end. NBA videos, college basketball videos, MLB videos. Stay tuned for my radio show, Apple Podcasts. This will also be Apple Podcasts if you don't like looking at our faces. So Apple Podcasts as well. Guys, this was the Talking Sports Podcast with Peter DiBiasi and John Rocco Trumpbour. Until next time, thank you.